Well, looking at two specific products from CTOUCH to share and to meet, we really looked at the market and really talked to the business and asked them the questions: what do you need to give more efficiency to your workflow, more efficiency to your meeting? And efficiency is a big word, but one of the biggest things was we wanted to be quick and dirty. Evolved version 1 into version 2, which is coming up within a couple of weeks, and try to have the integration with Microsoft Teams, try to have a proper strategic partnership with companies like Barco, and make the solutions suitable and fittable for everyone. The fact that touchscreens in general are not being used in the proper way, I think it's a lack of adoption. People really need to think about how are these screens going to make my meetings better. What's in it for me as a user? And they really should think about training. For example, make use of the CTOUCH Academy, who helps companies and users to really use the product what they're made for. The ecosystem is very broad on unified communications. Yes, there's a big player, Microsoft, with Microsoft Teams, Skype for Business. We have dedicated solutions for that. However, there's also a big market for other solutions. And one of the things that we've learned is how are we the enabler of using those platforms also. So not only Microsoft, but we also should integrate and work together with the other big companies. Well, there's a big difference between educational users and corporate users. We saw that a couple of years ago. When we look at the corporate market, we talk about occasional users. Corporate user doesn't use this touchscreen 8 hours a day or 6 hours a day. And so when you talk about usability and interfacing, we have to look at how things are being designed.
So we've looked at this quite extensively actually, and I know that I'm sure everyone's aware of all the studies and the reports that we now know that millennials will be occupying our workplace as we speak, and by 2020 perhaps up to 50% of the workforce will be millennials. And it's interesting to think that as of today, a 21-year-old was 5 years old when interactive whiteboards were being funded by the government to be put into schools. So actually their whole educational part of their life was using interactive technologies. So as they come into the workplace now and they kind of don't see that, there's perhaps a little bit of maybe of a surprise for them to see us sitting around a table with a flip chart and a whiteboard. So actually their adoption will be a lot easier. And we know that the workplace is changing for improved eco spaces, for people to be able to just ad hoc dial people in, to be able to call people from anywhere in the world. All of that is happening now. I think with the workforce coming through, that will see the adoption really take off.